Okay, welcome back to part 2 of Outcast Order, a Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 edition campaign. Our party is currently sitting on top of a mountain, awaiting the arrival of the cultists, and trying not to get eaten by a dragon.
So far, succeeding too well. So this was day 14, right?
Yep.
You've got to survive today, tonight, and then the next day, and you're okay. Am I correct?
Yes, we need to get through tonight, tomorrow during the day, and then it's go time.
All right. So nighttime had arrived, night 14.
As soon as the dusk comes, I'll dismiss the dragon.
Oh. Of course you do. All right. You dismiss the dragon. Smurrrrh, your spell you were casting, Flare, it works marvelously, except unfortunately it continues to go off.
Okay.
What does flare do exactly?
Shoots a flare up, like a distress flare for a ship.
Think
Okay.
Hunter's Flare.
That's exactly what it is? Okay.
Yep. It just keeps going off, right, Smurrrrh?
Yep.
I'm messing with you. I'm just trying to figure out some way to
Right
get
next
this
to
thing
the
to land.
floating
Right.
mustache.
All right. Who's taking first watch tonight?
I will. I don't mind. Would there be a will save if the dragon landed and the floating mustache was like still there?
Yeah, because it would probably
Not
be
very
somewhere on the
frightful at
chest
that
level.
point. I think the will save would be not to burst out laughing.
Okay.
Was my previous will save, would I recognize that as a fear aura?
What you had wasn't exactly the same, but yes, you could tell it was a fear aura,
It was a
sort of.
fear-based ability.
It's a fearsome presence, yeah. It's fear.
Yeah. Seeing as that's core mechanic of my class, I figured I'd
Yeah.
be able to ID it.
Yep. So, Rick, through the first 4 hours, all the way up to midnight, nothing eventful's going on for you. Right at midnight again, the smoke starts coming out of that chimney.
I note that.
Colby's up, I'm sure, since you only need the 2 hours. And together, unless you're going to sleep now, Rick, after your 4 hours are up, you pass out, and Colby's up.
Yeah, once we switch out.
Okay. Swapping out.
Learning from the previous nights, I immediately make sure the fire's out and all sources of light are gone.
Okay, that's good. That is real good. You don't hear the roaring immediately. Instead, you hear somebody coming.
From which direction?
From the woods. Sounds like they're coming from back behind the cavern, actually. A little shack.
From behind the shack. So where does this shack sit in relation?
All right. There's the tent. To the north is the woods.
So
South of you, the cliff. The shack will be off to the west of you. So from further west towards Waterdeep,
So where's
there
the tent?
is. I'm just going with the tent being dead center. And it's in the middle of the plains there.
Which way does the tent
So-
face?
I'm assuming the opening was facing towards the west.
At the shack.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's the entrance to the cave to the south below. And then the tent sits. There's a shack on the west and the tent on the east.
Yeah.
And so we're hearing something coming from the west, which is Waterdeep's direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it doesn't take too long till you see a hooded figure emerge from the tree line coming towards that shack.
Where do you see me right now?
I figured you were probably still in the tent, but looking out, kind of keeping
Okay.
an eye out for
That's what
the
I was gonna
creature.
say. I maintain stillness and keep an eye on this.
The figure just continues approaching, looks real cautiously, and comes up to the shack and starts knocking on the door. The door opens, the figure enters, door closes behind it.
Did we see the build of this figure or anything?
Just that it was a cowled figure.
Okay.
After a few moments, the door opens, the figure exits again. And within minutes, the smoke disappears. Figure lets the hood back. You do see it has long hair. And that's when the roar happens. And figure starts looking towards the north.
I reach my hand out and shake Riclamin on the shoulder while still trying to keep an eye on her.
Okay. Riclamin?
So if he awakens, he doesn't even see me looking at him. I'm just kind of got one hand out, like, staring at. I might be poking him in the face. Like, I can't really tell where I'm looking.
He's shaking my
Just
nose.
Like,
I think I'd get up cautiously with that scene painted for me
so even while he's getting up, I'm kind of.
and just kind of look to see what Colby's looking at.
You see the figure, startled, run back for the shack and start trying to open the door. The door opens, it's dark inside, and the figure darts inside the shack, leaving the door open.
What'd the figure look like? Long hair? That's all we saw?
Mm-hmm.
Did we see ears sticking out of the hair?
No, not that you could tell from this distance.
It's also pretty dark, except for like the smallest sliver of the moon.
Yep. The roar is getting closer. Another one of those nights.
We're just gonna watch.
Sorry, did you? What?
I just whispered, are we gonna watch? We're just gonna watch.
Well, I don't know what to do. Pretty sure if the dragon comes, Smurrrrh's dead.
Well,
You hear the roar again real close, and then the ground shakes as something lands behind the tent. Not directly, but somewhere back there.
I whisper to Rick, if we engage, I'm going to summon another dragon. To give us time to run for our lives.
Rick flashes back to Renaud Harple.
It's a fake dragon. I see the pensive look on his face, and I'm like, it's not a real one. It's like the one earlier today.
confused. I just put one earlier today. Anyways, I just sit in silence, like giving an eyeball, but like sit in silence. I just watching. I want to see what's happening out there.
Nothing out to the direction where you can see. You do see the door to the shack start to slowly close.
Yeah, I hide in the tent. I'm not watching anymore. I'm hiding in the tent.
As soon as I'm gonna summon Donkey over,
Okay.
bring him in the tent, and use my new down ability.
Donkey trots right into the tent. Gets down, like you say.
Get in the chopper.
You can hear heavy breathing from the creature and feel it thudding as it's walking around out there. More
Holding my
thudding.
breath.
Scary.
It's walking around towards the northern part of the tent, heading kind of towards the shack.
I'm pretty sure I'm barely breathing at this point.
Is anyone still looking outside?
I'm not. I'm hiding.
Yeah, I think this is classic.
Like hide under your bed covers.
The sheet, yeah, holding the sheets of the tent closed, kind of just like in a vain attempt, realizing that it's literally a curtain wall that will do absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
You notice the front flips to the tat as you hear the breathing just start flapping.
Oh my god.
You see the front part of a nose start to kind of poke through the flaps of the tent.
I would have carefully backed myself up against the side.
Just sniffs and pulls the nose back out.
Man, I wish we had that foot.
You still hear the sniffing sound, and it seems to be walking towards the shack now. You hear it let out a roar. You hear a woman scream. Sounds like a building got demolished. Another roar. It starts to fly away.
Sigh of relief is breathed within the tent.
That was well done, Sragg. Like, you actually have my heart racing.
Everyone in the tent breathes easier.
Still holding the covers over my head.
True. So, what do you do?
That's awesome. We just witnessed the Jurassic Park scene where the lawyer gets eaten in the outhouse.
I'll be darned. Somewhat, yeah. Some very big similarities to that.
Yeah, Skullheart in chat pointed that out. I just look at the guys. Well, I look at Rick because Smurrrrh's fast asleep probably,
Yeah.
and say, "Thank goodness this is our last night here."
We leave immediately after we're done here.
So,
As he brings that up, I discuss with him. I need to check mechanics with you Sragg, on this spell, but Word of Recall
okay.
says I can return to my sanctuary.
Yes, as long as you designate a spot as your sanctuary, you can return there.
Is that permanent designation?
You can change it.
Per night, right?
You have to go to the spot, do the ritual to make it your sanctuary. And
Where
then
does it say that?
you can... I've seen it somewhere. You can set up as an in-room or something. As soon as you set this as your sanctuary, then you can recall to that spot. Just basically you have to designate this as your sanctuary. your own personal room somewhere. That's how I saw it used before, anyway. Where is this spell at?
Player's Handbook 303.
Okay.
It doesn't say anywhere about the sanctuary ritual.
Word of recall. You must designate the sanctuary when you prepare the spell, and it must be a very familiar place.
So by memory?
Yeah, see, I don't get having
Like a
to be there.
teleport.
No, you don't have. Somewhere you've been before.
Okay. Familiar.
So, like, if it's your temple in Silvery Moon,
Okay.
yeah, you're good. If your temple being built in Moondale, you're good there too.
Okay.
So it works like teleport, yes?
Okay,
Yes.
So back
And
into
that-
the role
You
play.
have to
I say to
know
Rick,
what it looks like and
I have the
memorize.
ability to transport myself and one other person to someplace I've been. Before I pray, I have to designate the place.
Okay.
So we could possibly use that to escape after we leave.
You and one other person?
Yeah.
What about the remaining people?
Well, there's always the portable hole.
I hate going in there.
What's that?
Said I hate going in there.
Get in your hole.
Still hiding in the tent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Smurrrrh's asleep, so that's not going to matter. But Riclamin, you do hear someone almost moaning.
Okay.
What kind of moaning?
Yeah.
The sound of
Like
someone who's
a,
just been eaten by a dragon.
Injured, perhaps buried under some rubble, moaning.
Okay. So I kind of just like cock my head at that or whatever. Like I'm hearing something.
Mhm.
And just keep listening.
Just
he's
faint
asking
every
me a
now and then.
question, and then
Yeah.
I turn my head like I'm hearing something.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
very faint.
So like as he's discussing, I'll just be like, oh, wait, 1 sec. I hear something. Did it leave that person alive? I say to Colby.
Beats me. I know nothing about dragons other than I don't want to ever deal with one.
Do you want to go take a look?
No,
Or are you just staying here?
but we probably should.
Nobody wants to go outside.
It's a scary fucking dragon, just FYI. All right, I cautiously go outside. Look around.
You open the tent, look around. You see the rubble over there where the shack used to be. You notice that the clouds are starting to gather in. You can see flashing in the clouds. Lightning. Hear rumbling of thunder off in the distance.
Okay.
And then way off to the south, you hear a roar.
So what do we see at the wreckage?
Just the remnants of the shack laid over like it was literally swept aside and splintered everywhere.
And I blow
No,
your
it's-
house down.
Is anyone moaning anymore?
Not that you're hearing right now.
Use your nose.
Well, Toucan Sam this shit.
All right. So you start trying to track for it with scent.
I
Maybe?
just want to see if, well, the moaning, yes. The dragon, no.
Okay. Sniffing around. You do catch a hint of something coming from the direction of the shack.
I
What's
thought
it
we were
smell
at
like?
the shack.
Hmm?
I thought we walked over to the rubble.
Oh, you did?
I
I
don't know.
thought y'all just opened the tent up, and that's as far as y'all gotten so far.
I'm behind Riclamin, whatever he did.
I didn't go anywhere yet.
Okay.
I looked around.
Okay.
So I'm just
That's right.
trying to see around from.
Opened the tent up and we heard like, "Rah!"
Oh,
You're just like, oh, ain't nobody got time for that.
so yeah, you sniff, you hear the thundering again.
Nope.
In between the thundering, you hear the moan coming from the shack again, and you hear the roar sound like it's getting closer.
Like the dragon?
Yeah.
Fuck that. Go back in the tent.
Just nope.
Not tonight.
I whispered to Rick, what'd you see?
I think the dragon's coming back. I didn't see much. I mean, there's thunder and lightning. Is there a storm coming? Possibly. I don't know.
The thundering does seem to be getting closer, as does the roaring.
Okay.
Now the moan turns to someone softly saying, "Help me."
Where's the dragon?
Use your nose.
I can't track a flying creature with my nose.
Yes, you can.
The rain seems to start on the tent. A particularly loud bout of thunder. Mr. Gray, I'm pretty sure that would wake even you up.
Okay. I'll get up
Let's look outside again.
and be like, what's going on?
Where's the roaring?
There is no roaring currently, but you open the tent flaps to see the dragon. It seems to be looking directly at you, but both its eyes are completely white.
What?
Don't
It's sniffing.
move.
It's sniffing and listening.
Its eyes are white?
I say, nice try, Colby.
You see it just look straight at the tent and roar.
Colby goes white.
Will saves, please.
It doesn't matter. This is bad. That's a fail.
No,
Fail.
not even close.
I don't know if I would have more for werewolf stuff, but yeah.
No, not for this.
Okay.
Also
No,
a fail.
still not good. Oh, no. So, y'all all get the first effect of the aura of fear, as well as someone else who starts screaming from the wreckage, pulling the dragon's attention back down towards the wreckage. He starts nosing around in it, trying to locate it.
So what does this entail for us for this first effect of fear? What happens?
All right. Your first effects for failing the fear check. Let's check that out right quick. Well, I haven't messed with that one. Do you know what the fear is, Colby?
I'm checking
Tribal
it right
presence. Unsettle with its mere presence. Whenever it flies overhead, 30 feet per edge. You have more than 4 hit die. So you are shaken currently, which is a -2 to everything.
now. We attempt fear checks coming up, don't we?
To get any further, yes.
Okay.
But right now you are shaken, so you've got -2 to everything for 46 minutes or rounds. 46 rounds.
4d6 or 46?
For 10 rounds, you have a -2 to everything due to the fear that you're feeling right now.
Awesome.
I say, Colby, what did you do?
This isn't mine.
You see the screaming suddenly goes quiet as the dragon comes up with something in its mouth, crunches and swallows it, and starts sniffing around again. So, what do?
As quietly as possible,
What do we do?
I'm going to summon a distraction. As soon as I figure out what it will be.
You hear in a rumbling voice, "Where are you, little mice?"
Guys, he's looking for mice.
He's blind.
Ah, I hear you.
I summon.
Is he speaking common?
Yep.
I summon a 40-foot pile of trash outside the tent.
Okay.
The
Colby.
stinkiest, most foul-smelling.
And this image, it has the odor as well, everything?
Olfactory.
Oh. You hear the dragon gag.
Gonna be covered in dragon barf.
Better than being covered in our own barf.
Do dragons barf fire?
The green
This
ones
is
don't.
green, it'd be acid.
Acid.
You just hear it start to fly and say something about wretched beast.
Oh,
And flies off. Roaring once again as it goes.
holy shit.
Nice call. 40-foot pile of trash.
Oh man, well played.
It is very wretched, by the way, for y'all as well, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I tell them
That's
it's not
gotta
real,
be-
so they can disbelieve it.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 1. It was very real.
I attempt to disbelieve it. I fail.
You succeed. Oh no, you failed.
That would be
Actually.
18. Colby, make it go away!
It's not real.
Smell bad.
What is this roll?
You gotta make a 20 will
save
save.
against 20.
Doesn't he have pluses to his will save?
He has 8. He's got an 18 total. He missed it by 2 points.
-2 because he's still shaken.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah. So 14, 16. So what's yours, Ricky? -2 for being shaken still brings you at okay.
Oh yeah, right. The -2. Fuck.
The dragon does not come back this way the rest of the evening.
Smells pretty real, Colby. If you can get rid of that, that'd be great.
No, I don't
There's
smell
still
anything.
some disbelief though, because I didn't see you summon the 40-foot dragon. I just saw a 40-foot pile of trash. What the hell?
Colby!
Ugh.
It's not real.
It smells real!
All right. The rest of the evening passes uneventfully. How much fun was that? What a nice night.
Did I
Perfect.
get my nap in?
No.
I just say to them, I'm going to have my nap.
Okay. Waking up in the morning, you see the 40-foot pile of illusionary trash, the torn down shack still laying over there. There's also a hand laying
Actually-
near it.
Sorry, I had to do something before I went to sleep. Sorry. Can I go back?
Okay. Sure.
Having just discussed the plan for the portable hole with Cocaine, I realized there's a rotting corpse in the portable hole right now. Oh no, she's at the temple?
Right.
You
Okay,
left her at
never
the
mind.
temple.
Never mind. I have a fit of insanity and realize that it's all good. Never mind.
Do you
Okay.
have anything else in that portable hole? Like, is it filled to the brim or what?
It's usually empty. Pretty much nothing I own can go in it for fear of explosion.
You are going to patrol a little bit today, yes, Riclamin?
Yeah.
Over by
Cautiously.
the shack, you find a hand, long fingernails, signet ring of some sort, a bent tiara, a few strands of hair, and part of what seems to be a gown.
Okay, what's the signet ring look like?
It looks fairly similar to Colby's holy symbol.
Is Colby still sleeping?
Yep.
Okay. So there's a gown, a signet ring, and a bent tiara. Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
And that's all that I found over there?
Yep.
Okay. I guess the rest is in his belly.
Yep.
Okay. I'll just take note of that. I want to tell Colby the first thing I see him and just leave it. And tell
Okay.
Smurrrrh not to touch it if possible.
Okay. Smurrrrh, there are perfectly good ingredients over by the shack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. Don't touch those perfectly good ingredients over by the shop.
Pretty soon we're going to start using reverse psychology on you.
So, Colby, your sleep doesn't take you too long. Good morning.
I wake up and head out of the tent, and this is day 15, right?
Yep.
So I will
You're expecting important things tonight.
pack up the tent this night.
All right. Pack up the tent. It's funny looking around, you see the footprints going all the way around the tent.
I just say, thank goodness whoever that was smelled like better dinner than us.
Colby! I think
What?
you should see this. I'm standing over by the shattered hut.
I walk around the 40-foot pile of garbage.
Okay.
Did you get a good view of what happened last night?
She went in and I'm assuming did something with the witch.
I point at the hand on the ground.
I examine it.
An intelligence check for me, Colby. You do immediately recognize the ring as from your order.
That's about it.
But you don't recognize the significance of this particular piece. What that could or could not mean.
If it's my order, would a
Religion.
+5 to that do anything?
No.
Okay.
Why don't you just make a memory check right quick?
It's the same fail. Actually, memory's on wisdom, isn't it?
Memories. We'll go with the wisdom check, yes.
Barely.
Okay. You recognize it of your order. You don't recognize the significance of it, but you do remember seeing it on the High Priestess's little sister.
The same signet?
The same ring.
Now do signets...
Along with the same fingernail polish.
Okay. So just to make sure I understand how signets work, is each signet unique to the individual? Like they bear a resemblance to the main symbol, but they have a unique twist to it?
I think they're
Fairly much, yeah.
Okay.
I think they're unique to the
family.
Same, yeah.
Well, it'd be this unique to the family, but there's part of it
The
that makes
church.
it uniquely theirs, right?
Depending on a ring, usually like a crest, yes.
Okay.
Like a full out flag. So yeah, it's the same signet that you saw on the little sister back in town.
Okay. Riclamin, this looks like it's the hand of the High Priestess's daughter or sister.
Kick the bent tiara over to him.
This looks exactly like the hand. Was she wearing a tiara?
Yep.
What the hell is going on here?
I don't know, but it sounds like we're mixed up in something that I'm not sure we want to be mixed up in.
Must be a Tuesday.
Welcome to Diabolical Tuesdays.
Taco Tuesday. Well, maybe we're rescuing the sister from her sister.
Seems entirely likely.
Yeah, guess we'll find out tonight. Now, I can summon another illusion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying to Riclamin. And I'm thinking a dragon could be pretty scary to these people.
I don't know. It seems like it's common in this area.
True. Maybe a Smurrrrh image again?
Well, I mean, you got to think about who we're dealing with.
A giant archangel.
Now you're thinking.
Hell, I know exactly what to summon.
One of the
Alright.
giant wraith.
I whisper, I'm going to keep this a little bit of a secret to you too, Shrek. But I whisper to Riclamin what I'm thinking.
Okay. That sounds like a good idea.
Excellent.
So exactly what you described to me happens.
When do you, how do you want to plan this out?
Props an ambush?
When they come here, we ambush them through the back of the cave? Can you seal the cave and maybe we can just go out the top?
That could work.
And
So you
fill it
thinking-
with water too?
Yeah. We're good at that. I'm worried about hurting the High Priestess, though.
Well, isn't that her? And
No, that's the High Priestess's sister.
Oh, okay. Are you sure?
I don't know, am I?
Pretty sure. Those look very similar. She didn't say how much older her sister would have been.
Well, we could be waiting for nothing. When I said
But
we
that
were
would-
rescuing the sister from the sister, I meant the younger sister in town is plotting to overthrow the older sister and had her kidnapped by these cultists. I don't know.
What an interesting thought.
Perhaps
So,
as they enter, we can lie in wait, and I seal. As soon as we see the priestess enter, I seal the cave right behind her, and hopefully not too many people coming in with her.
Okay. Can you do that?
I can. Wait, let me see if I can. I can. How big is the opening on the cave?
a good 10 to 15 foot.
I think I can do that.
20 foot. No.
How big can you go? It's 1 foot higher.
It's exactly.
No, it's 10 to 15 foot. Let's go 10 by 15 foot. 15 foot tall, 10 foot across. At the mouth.
Plus 1 cubic foot per level. That's my caster level or just level?
Caster level.
Math time.
Yeah. Yay, math on stream. Woo. I am caster level.
While you're figuring that out, Mr. Gree, what's going on with you today?
Well, I didn't disbelieve the garbage, so I'm going to try and disbelieve it again.
All right.
I still dismissed it. Oh, that's
16 cubic feet.
Nope.
Okay,
So
well,
I-
I'm getting the hell out of Dodge. I'm getting out of this stinky cave because that's just ridiculous.
All right. Where are you
funny.
going?
Stinky clip.
Outside,
It's on top of the.
I'm gonna get as far away as I can from the stench, and try and make some breakfast.
Which direction do you go?
I don't know. I'm not gonna walk off a cliff. I'll tell you that much.
Well, I mean, you can fly. Not really a big deal. I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if you head to the south, if you go north, west,
Which way? I'll go towards the river since we were there.
south.
Sure.
All right. You're gonna cook right at the opening in the cave there. How are you gonna do this?
The river's right at the the river's right at the foot of the cave.
The cave, then a short bank, then the river.
Yeah, I'll do it like outside if I can, if there's room, or near the closest overhang, I guess.
All right. Sounds good. So you lay a couple of eggs.
Mhm.
Okay. That's all right. You've done better.
Mhm.
Must have been All the smell of the garbage put your eggs off a little bit this morning.
Yeah.
This didn't taste quite as good as it usually does. Definitely wrecking your morning.
I'm gonna throw some rocks into the river out of boredom.
So you sit there at the river in front of the cave.
I'm gonna try and skip some rocks.
You throw about 3 rocks in, skip 1. A rock flies out of the river and hits you in the face.
The river threw a rock back at me.
Yep.
I throw my javelin into the water.
Your javelin hits the water, electrocutes. You see a couple of fish float up to the top.
I scooped
Wake
them up.
You see a slightly spectral figure start to come out of the water.
I would back away a little bit.
By another, and another, and another.
And I yell back to the guys,
What do you want now, Smurrrrh?
There's ghosts in the river and they're coming out of the river.
Can't we just ever have a day where nothing happens? I say to Rick, I don't think I can seal the cave, it's too big. We need to think of another plan, but first we've got to go get our ghost busting on.
Colby, just drop a big rock onto them. Wait, they threw a rock back at me. Don't do that.
Are you talking about the ghosts?
Yeah, the ghosts. They're coming out of the river.
The
They threw a rock at me.
incorporeal ghosts.
I don't know how this works.
They start marching into the cave.
Are they ignoring us?
Yep.
Can we talk to them?
You can try.
I'm following, just kind of out of the way.
There's a drove of them. They're still going in, one right after the other, a swarm of ghosts.
So I say,
Single
where
file?
are you going?
Where are you going? Hello, ghosts. Hello.
They
You can
say
call.
nothing back.
I say it in all languages I have.
No responses, even though you recognize some as elves, humans, dwarves.
Okay.
You follow through, trying not to touch any of them, I'm sure.
Yep.
You get into the main room where you see them all running for the altar and disappearing into it.
Running for it?
Making for the altar, just in file.
Okay.
Do I
Going
see
into the altar.
Reacting in any way?
The room seems to be getting more and more evil. Palpable feeling of bad, for lack of a better term there. Just evil.
Okay.
I look at Rick and
Like dread?
perhaps
Dread.
we don't want to fight them in here.
Who are we fighting?
We're trying to save the princess.
What princess?
I mean the priestess.
Sragg, while they're arguing,
The squished one?
can I look at my map
No, her sister.
Yeah.
that I have? Whereabouts we are,
Oh.
Yeah.
and to the south of us. What is south of us?
South of you, there is a small mountain range.
But there's no towns of mention on the map?
No.
So when the dragon flew off that way, the distance he would have been, it seems odd that he was fighting off in the south.
He was flying off to the south.
Well, there was a loud roar in the south. And then he was at our cliff, and he did a loud roar and, like, stomped a shack. So, wondering.
Could have been any number of things, whatever he would consider prey, maybe a mountain giant.
I somehow hear him pondering this, and I think, more interesting is why do we never see him coming back?
Mm-hmm. Why does he finish the night out over there in the mountains? Which, yes, you could deduce from looking at it that most likely that would be where you would lair.
Riclamin's eyes light up with the prospect of gold.
Yeah, because clearly that's what he needs more of.
Mm-hmm. I'm just kidding. Obviously.
The ghost drove continues.
I whisper to Smurrrrh, touch one of them.
You touch one of them.
Why, you chicken? You do
Made
lay
up in
eggs.
the last bit by a skipping little girl that trots right into the altar.
Well, there goes that idea.
Go and touch the altar, Colby. You're the religious guy.
There's an insane amount of evil in here. I am not touching
Well, can't you do
anything.
something about that? Can't you pray to your god to fix the evil? Isn't that how that works?
You pour the holy water in there.
There you go. There's a thinker. Spray it with your water.
That is a great idea. Let's see what happens.
I step back.
Colby takes out the bottle, points
Don't
it,
cross the streams.
pops the cap. What setting you on? Geyser here?
Just enough to hit the thing from where I am.
You fire it at it. The moment the holy water hits it, the whole cavern starts shaking.
Are rocks falling?
I start leaving the cavern
Not yet.
Yeah, I'm out.
quickly. I start leaving the cavern.
The altar snaps. You see a flood of spiritual energy heading up the top of that well.
Rest in pieces.
And then the
You're
rocks start falling.
And then what?
The rocks
And then the
start
rocks
falling.
start falling.
I'll go right up the hole in the ceiling.
You're going up the hole in the ceiling? Okay, Riclamin and Smurrrrh, you ran out the entrance, yes?
Yep.
I would like reflex saves. 2 each, please. DC 23.
Holy fuck.
Do I get werewolf bonuses for my dex? I don't know how that works.
Nope.
Still. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Reflex saves?
Yep, DC 23. Two different ones.
Oh, I'm screwed regardless.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I can roll d20 to see if I get a 1 or not, but I'm not gonna make a save. I don't have a 2 bonus to reflex apparently.
Okay, 14 and okay. Riclamin, some big rocks come down, nearly crushing you, but you weave and dodge just at the right times, getting past them.
Am I still shaken? Wait, what am I looking
No,
at
you're
here?
not shaking.
No.
Am I looking at
you're
the
not
wrong?
shaking.
I'm looking at the wrong sheet. Hang on a sec. This doesn't make sense.
Reparo does not make it through the cave.
No, it's not. It's not Romero
The
either.
tech priest has been crushed.
What was I looking at? Hang on.
He attempts to communicate with the boulder as it comes down and crushes him. Beep, beep,
I will
beep.
appease the machine spirit. Blah.
I was like, that doesn't make sense. Why would I only have 2?
You should have a 13 from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay. Okay. It's 20 plus 13. Okay.
Yeah. 23 and 31.
Nice.
Okay. Very nice.
Jesus.
Okay, for
I'm
the
going into
23, I have to
surfer
do
mode,
this.
by the way.
So, yeah.
I point the
You're surfing
geyser, flip it to I point the decanter down, flip it to geyser, and just blast out the top.
Fair enough. With your levitate.
Yeah.
Riclamin, you're dodging. Weave past one, turn around to see Smurrrrh barely dodge one. One fall nearly on top of him. He catches it, throws it behind him, and jumps out.
Nice.
The entrance to the cave is closed.
Guys, I don't know about you. Hey, where's Colby?
Uh-oh. I run to the top of the cave.
Okay. Well, Colby, levitate plus this. Okay. You.
Am I not?
Let's
light
just
as a
go with
feather?
this. Yeah, you are. Okay. So Riclamin, Smurrrrh, you run up to the top to see a cannon go off.
I already got the thing.
You see Colby fire towards space.
Like with a stream of water behind him?
Yeah, like a rocket just went off. He's gone.
Oh, sweet, he's doing the water jetpack thing. Epic.
Yeah.
I nudge Smurrrrh and I'm like, hey, look, he's installing your satellites for your text messaging phone.
What? What are you talking about?
So I'm assuming I'm pretty high up in the air.
Yeah. How
It's gonna
long?
take-
Okay.
Quite a while to levitate down. So
Yep.
I'll summon Donkey.
All right. Well, we got some other problems to deal with here. You're going to go into a little bit of a spin after you get pretty far up there. So let's just make one reflex save for you.
Was that Colby?
Try to right
Riclamin?
yourself. You know how that whole non-gravity and jettison thing goes. Yeah.
Ricky even?
So let's try a reflex save DC 20. Not so bad for you.
That's what you think. Oh, crushed
Success.
it!
You managed to cap off the bottle. Now you're going to have to right yourself. Or you can just wait and spin it out.
See, what you didn't know, Sragg, is that Colby has one of those flying squirrel outfits.
Well, you could grab his cape and just try to catch air.
I'm just trying to
Like
think what would
Mario.
happen. Why does it feather them? I would stop spinning almost instantly.
Pretty quick, huh?
I don't
Just
weigh
go-
anything. The air is super resistant.
Right. Very right. Okay, that's good. The spinning stops pretty quick. As soon as force isn't being applied anymore. And you look down to the little globe below you. You summon Donkey, who comes streaking up towards you. You actually have time to see him coming.
Wow.
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
Donkey makes it up to you.
Let's go back
Where are you
to Faerun, Donkey.
Donkey heads back down.
Well, I'm up here. Can I see the other worlds or the other?
Colby practices well-formed new command. Down, donkey. Down.
Yeah. This wasn't quite what I meant when I taught you down, but it'll do.
You have a great view of the moon from up here.
That'll do, donkey.
Let's go home, Donkey.
So, that's going to take a little while. Smurrrrh, Riclamin.
Well, while I'm traveling back, how about we take a quick break and come back for part
That sounds
3.
good. That works out.
We'll see you all in